Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip. Sorry for the delay there. I was writing up a tweet that, I really want to put out here on X, a post to share with you guys a theory that I have. I didn't get to finish it in time. I was planning on putting it out for this live stream and discussing it. We are going to talk a little bit about this in this video, guys. I'm going to talk about this tweet that I was putting out there. So anyway, welcome back to the Crypto Report. Let's talk about XRP, guys, and get into it. So I believe that this is only the beginning, and we have so much evidence to say that that is exactly the case. The beginning of an altcoin season that could last 1, 2, maybe even 3 months. We're going to have to take a peek at that. This has been an incredible week incredible last month for XRP, for a lot of coins. Cardano, SNEC token on Cardano, one of the memes over there, is up 600% over the last 30 days. Yeah, incrediedible. You've seen a lot of things like HBAR going up. What does HBAR, Cardano, and XRP have all in common? Well, something. They do have something in common, and I want to share it with you guys. Actually, they have a few things in common, and there's a reason that those coins are pumping right now. And the truth is I think there is still quite a bit of upside, but I do want to warn you guys that if you are FOMOing into these giant green candles right now and buying XRP as it's approaching $3, panic buying XRP as it's approaching $3, you could be in for a little bit of shock, maybe some pain. Maybe you catch a 2x overnight, as I've seen some people say in the comment section. I read a comment earlier today. Some guy said, I sold all my Doge and I threw it in XRP over the last 2 days and it doubled. See ya, suckers. And that's what this guy said in the comment section. Like, as if, I wonder, and you know what? I wonder if he's still holding those coins. I wonder if he's still holding the XRP or if he took profit, because some people, what they do is they panic sell something that's not moving. Granted, Dogecoin actually did very well over the last while. So this guy's particular strategy, maybe he caught a Dogecoin pump, pivoted into XRP, and now he's selling the XRP. He's going to put it into something else. You can't make a lot of money doing that. You can also make the wrong move and then be sitting on the sidelines in the coin that you were holding that's pumping and then miss the move. What I like to do is I like to DCA and hold on to plays that I have confidence in. And we're going to continue to pursue those types of strategies on this channel. We're making some great money right now. Crypto markets are exploding. It is altcoin season. I've got a lot to talk about with you guys in this video. So smash the like button, subscribe to this channel for more content. If you're watching on X, give us a follow on X, repost this if you guys are watching on X. I do have a couple things I want to talk to you guys about. Mainly because of the XRP pump, there is an idea, a hypothesis that I want to lay out for you guys. For some of you guys out there that are wondering, where's all this money going to come from? Where's all this money going to come from? We have to take a peek at something with XRP, okay? And specifically, we have to take a peek at the XRP token, okay? And then we're going to talk about altcoin season generally and what it means for everybody out there, okay? So welcome back, everybody. I hope you're doing great. I had a busy Monday. I had a very busy Monday. I was driving all around the world today. I had a lot to do, so this is a late live stream, so sorry I'm not at my usual time. We'll be back to standard times as usual tomorrow and through the rest of the week. I just had something I had to take care of today. It's taken care of. I had my furnace go out as well. That was kind of silly. It's 16 degrees where I live. Yesterday, the day there, my furnace went out, and it's finally replaced today. So I have a better furnace now. Good thing we're making crypto gains so we can pay for a furnace without really worrying about it. But it was pretty annoying. I'm going to tell you guys that. So anyway, okay, let's get into this, guys. Shout out to the chat real quick. Shout out to Crypto Runner. Shout out to Craig Murray. Shout out to Raymond Singh. Shout out to Cleary's Beef in the chat. How you doing, brother? Thomas. Shout out to all of y'all, Mr. Chor in the chat. I know you were expecting a noon stream. Chris says the Simpsons predict a $589 XRP. Chris, is that actually true? Did they actually do that? That'd be ridiculous. Crypto Runner says $5 to $10 XRP for this bull run is reasonable. And I did put out a poll. in the comment section that I'm very curious if you guys would like to vote on. How high can XRP go? 36% of you guys said $5, 19% of you guys said $10, and 33% of you guys said $100. Wow. Wow. I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't agree. If you believe in $100 XRP, I want you to explain to me why in the comments down below. Look, I'm bullish on XRP. I've been talking about a $5 to $10 XRP for a while now on this channel. I've been talking about it for quite a while. I've never bought into the $100 XRP. We've done some thumbnails where we've put a $100 XRP question mark on there. And if you watch the video, we said, I don't think it's going to happen. We've explained why. But if you think there's a $100 XRP on the table and as a part of the conversation in this bull market, very specific in this bull market, I'd like to know why. Okay. Okay. Shout out to you, Mr. Chor. I appreciate your forgiveness. Having a late stream today. All the love in the world. All the love in the world right back at you. So today, Bitcoin's at $95,365.91. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. It is pretty neat. And if you look at Ethereum, it's currently sitting at $3,600, which is also pretty neat. But probably the most neatest thing, the neatest thing of the neatness things is that XRP is at $2.75. Boom, $2.74 for XRP, baby. Whoa, too much. Can't take it. Too exciting. Whoa. Let's look at it. Okay, we're gonna go straight over to it. Look at your XRP chart, folks. Look at your XRP chart. Okay, this is some very simple TA. Okay. And, you know, what we've got going on right now is this wedge, okay, that is, you know, 2,526 days old, Bob, okay? It's 2,526 days of a wedge. Forget about it. But don't forget about it. Remember it and look at it. It's very important because what happens is when these wedge patterns, you get a breakout, you get a big breakout, Bob. You get a big breakout, okay? Elvis Presley vibes. Fun fact, used to be an Elvis impersonator. That's a fun fact. Hey, it's a one for the money. I used to do it. It's true. It's true. But XRP broke out of this wedge, and what you got going on is this. Over the last, let's see here, about 20 days, over the last month, let's say, it's about in the last month, you have the XRP token, okay, that by market cap has gone up $125 billion. Let me say that again. A single coin, not Bitcoin, not Ethereum, not Solana, XRP, in 30 days, went up over $125 billion in value. Literally on Friday, November 8th, the market cap of XRP was at $28 billion. $120 billion came into XRP. What happened? XRP is the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap now, guys. Okay? What's my point? XRP is doing great. We know this. This isn't a secret. I'm going to take you through a thought process here that I've been thinking about over the last 24 hours that you need to understand. Every single one of you needs to understand this thought that I've been thinking. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm onto something. Maybe I'm smart. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. You tell me, okay? You tell me. This is my theory, like it or not. Does anybody out there know where this $120 billion came from for XRP? The answer is no. Okay. It came from everywhere. Everywhere. It came from VC. It came from retail. It came from maybe banks. I don't know. You know, the idea with XRP is that, you know, the XRP ledger is going to replace SWIFT, and then all the banks and the global payments across the world are going to be used by tokens and not just XRP, by the way. And we're going to look at this. We're going to talk about this concept right here in a second. The ISO 2022 tokens. Okay. XRP is one of the biggest ones on it. Cardano, Quant are also on there. Oh, by the way, what are the big pumpers? Oh, there's HBAR. There's XRP. There's Quant. There's Cardano should be up here. Cardano is doing well. Maybe not pumping as much right now. It's going to have a big pump as well, I think. But a lot of these plays in this ISO 2022 list are exploding right now. But the biggest idea with XRP, and it's the top trending coin right now, obviously, you cannot go on X right now without everybody screaming about XRP in your face. Frankly, it's kind of annoying, to be honest with you. I'm super excited about XRP, but it's so funny that everybody's jumping on the XRP bandwagon. And by the way, I'm guilty of that too, because I'd be an idiot not to talk about XRP. We have been talking about XRP for a while. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I've been talking most bullish on XRP over the last 3 years, because frankly, I have not. I've called it the banker's coin. And to XRP holders, yes, I'm sorry. Okay. I should have been more bullish on it perhaps, but I'm also going to say this. If you're one of those XRP holders out there that believes it's going to $100, we gotta think about this the right way. Okay. We have to have realistic expectations. Okay. I've been talking about a $5 to $10 XRP for a while. I personally don't have XRP in my portfolio. Am I so upset that I don't have XRP in my portfolio? No, I'm not worried about it at all. Personally, I'm not chasing XRP. I'm not going to chase XRP. I frankly don't care if it goes to $20. If I didn't buy it, that's fine. Cryptocurrency, there's going to be a ton of opportunities. And if you're a person right now that didn't have XRP and you had a coin that hasn't performed for you yet, let's just say CRO, where you're like, I want my CRO up to go up more. It hasn't gone up enough, which arguably it's actually gone up a comparable amount to XRP, considering from the bottom of XRP. XRP's now gone up a little bit more, and that happened in the last 30 days. But if you're somebody that's like holding a coin like Crocoin, or maybe you're holding, what's a good example? I don't know. Ethereum. That's a great example. There's a lot of people today that are probably panic selling their Ethereum for XRP today at a $2.75 level. That is called panic buying and panic selling. I don't believe in that. I think that's a terrible strategy. If you missed the XRP bump, okay, you missed it. If you want to get a little bit and you want to start DCAing into this, fine, but also be ready for a dip, because nothing goes straight up, especially when $150 billion comes in. I got a little sidetracked there, but I have a very big point that I want to share with you guys. It's kind of the broadest theme that I have for this live stream. I'm so excited about XRP. I think that it's awesome. I love when coins pump like this, but I got a broad point that I need to share with you guys in this video, and it's this. $120 billion came from where? Okay, and I'm gonna try to keep an eye on the comments too. $120 billion flew into XRP from where? Sorry, I needed a water. Okay, it came from retail. It came from VC. It might have came from banks. Did it all come from the banks? Are the banks all of a sudden adopting the XRP ledger? The idea, as I got distracted from my own rant, was the XRP ledger, okay, is going to be utilized because XRP is a ISO 2022 compliant cryptocurrency, which is easily going to seamlessly integrate with traditional infrastructure for businesses and technology that already exists in the US, that's compliant and regulatory, blah, blah, blah. Good to go, right? And so XRP is going to replace SWIFT. SWIFT is this payment system that the world currently uses where banks can transfer money around, and XRP ledger is going to be the new replacement for SWIFT. And people believe that XRP is just going to replace SWIFT entirely. It's like I think that a lot of people think it's just totally going to replace SWIFT, which maybe one day it does. Maybe one day it does. But one thing is for sure, it's certainly not going to happen overnight. And another thing is for sure is it certainly didn't happen over the last 30 days. And so for anybody out there that thinks I need to get it now. I must get it now. I got to get it now because the banks are buying it. They're going to keep buying it. I'm going to miss it. All the banks are going to, Swift is going to be replaced by the XRP ledger right now over the last 30 days. It's happening. The new administration is coming in and Swift is gone and XRP ledger is the thing. And because the XRP ledger then becomes the standard and replaces Swift, trillions of dollars, more money that's in Bitcoin, more money than anything else in the world, anything you can imagine. All the money from the banks is going to be flowing through the XRP ledger, and those banks are going to need to buy trillions of dollars worth of XRP because XRP is the currency that you need to settle the transactions on the XRP ledger. There's some people thinking like this today. While there are some banks that are certainly going to use this, and while there might be many banks that use this, one thing I can tell you for sure, I could be wrong, but I'm going to go out there and give you a wild guess. And I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice. I didn't buy XRP. I missed this pump. So maybe I'm a dummy, okay? Would I have liked to caught this pump? Sure, fine. I know we're going to have a lot of altcoins that explode in this bull market. I don't get that FOMO as much anymore. You like to catch pumps. I see this pump happening right now, and I know a lot of people think that it's like all happening now for XRP. While banks are going to probably use this system at some point, there's no guarantee that Swift is going to be replaced. There's no guarantee that the XRP ledger is going to be the thing to come into in its replacement. There's no guarantee how quickly the things are going to be happening for XRP, how quickly the new administration is going to act. And by the way, I do think the new administration is going to act very swiftly, if you like the pun. But I'm going to tell you this, $120 billion flows in. As easy as that money flows in, it can absolutely flow out, okay? And I'm not telling you XRP is going back down to 50 cents. I'm not an XRP bear. Let me be very clear. I'm clearly bullish on XRP. You'd be an idiot not to be bullish on XRP at this point. Gary Gensler is now not going to be a part of the SEC. The concept of the XRP ledger is, yes, it's a smart idea. The fact that there's ISO 20022 coins that are going to be seamlessly integrated into those coins have an advantage right now, which is why Cardano's been pumping, which is why HBAR's been pumping, which is why I think Algorand has been pumping. There's been a lot of coins that have been pumping lately, okay? But if you're panic buying this because you're thinking like this is all going live now and every bank overnight is just going to start using this, that's not how it works. It's going to take a long time. It's going to take years. It's going to take decades. Think about how long it's taken for us to get a Bitcoin ETF, right? Now, granted, things are moving a lot quicker right now. Crypto's bigger than it's ever been before, which is why $120 billion flew into this because of the speculation and the excitement over it. Can XRP go a lot higher? Yeah. XRP could go to $10 in this bull market. I've been saying it could go to $5 to $10 for a while. Some people out there think that it's going to go to $100. I don't think it's going to go to $100 in this bull market because if it goes to $100 in this bull market, again, let's just do the math here. And we'll just go over here and we'll go to market cap of, and we'll play this fun game. It's the most simple game in the world. You type in XRP and then you type in Bitcoin and then you see if XRP flips the market cap of Bitcoin. You only have a $34 XRP. If all the banks in the world ditch Swift and start using the XRP ledger, there's a world where XRP can actually go to silly high numbers and maybe, I don't even want to say this out loud, maybe one day get bigger than Bitcoin, because if every dollar from every bank and all the transactions going through XRP, fine. But is there really a world where that's going to happen? And if there is a world where that's going to happen, is it going to happen in this bull market? The answer is no, okay? Okay, the answer is no. A $34 XRP, a XRP token flipping the market cap of Bitcoin is what you're looking at. That is wild. That is wild. I'm not going to come out and say that this is 100% impossible, especially with the idea of the banks, okay? One day, maybe it can be a $2 trillion, especially if it is integrating with banks. But is that all going to happen in this bull market? If it did, Bitcoin's going to be a lot higher, okay? But I don't think this is going to happen in this bull market. Personally, I might be able to get behind half of this. I could see $1 trillion XRP in this bull market. I want to remind you guys that the total market cap, some of the predictions that are out there are like a 10 trillion or $20 trillion market cap. Do you think that XRP is going to be 10% of the entire crypto market when we are at a $10 trillion market cap? That could be possible. And therefore, boom, you've got a $1 trillion market cap XRP. You've got, at that point, about a $16 or $17 XRP token. Maybe that is achievable in this bull market. And so, for the people saying $5 or $10, I think that's reasonable. For the people saying $25, that's definitely on the most bullish bull. Everything has to go perfect for XRP case scenario. And then for the people that are saying $100, you think that XRP is going to not only surpass the market cap of Bitcoin in this bull market, but it's going to 3x the current market cap of Bitcoin and go to a $6 trillion market cap in this bull market. I mean, I think there's an XRP ETF coming. There's been talk about this. BlackRock's going to do a XRP ETF. These things are coming. There's a lot of good things going on, but I'm just going to find it very hard to believe that we're actually going to see XRP go to a $6 trillion market cap and go to $100. Okay. So, our caffeine is not liking the point. The point that I'm making is $100 XRP isn't on the table. Maybe we could see something to $14. The other point that I'm going to make here, and the broader point is this. If $120 billion flew into XRP over the last month, is there any chance that can happen to other coins? Some people are saying, and this is my point, okay, Art, I'm going to land the plane, Art Caffeine. I'm going to land the plane for you. Some people out there don't think that Solana going to like $1,000 is a reasonable thing. I think that it's a reasonable thing. I mean, we just saw $150 billion flow into the crypto space into one coin in 30 days. I'm going to say that, just as easy as money flowed into XRP, what happened is there was some big money that bought the retail, me, you, and then people in my comment section who have been telling me this on my like dogecoin videos and my shiba videos are like, I sold all my sheep for XRP. People with like their all-in stacks just went chips in because they're FOMOing into the giant green candles. This happens all the time in crypto. These giant green candles come in. We get a big move of money that comes in. People might be panic selling their Ethereum right now into XRP. Maybe they're selling their Tether. Tether came down. Now XRP is now bigger than Tether. Maybe people sold their Tether for XRP. The money that was sitting on the sidelines came in. My point is if $120 billion can flow into XRP, what do you think can happen to a coin like Chainlink at a $15 billion market cap? If $100 billion flows into that, boom, almost a 10x, right? I mean, less than a 10x. If $100 billion flows into Litecoin, the meme now, right? Boom, that's a 10x. It's easy. There are so many gains coming. This move for XRP is only the beginning. It's in my title. That's my point. It's only the beginning of something amazing, something that we've been talking about. The reason we started this channel in the first place. It's altcoin season, baby. Ow! You feeling good? Are you feeling good? It's altcoin season, baby. XRP, there's your catalyst, folks, okay? There's a lot of catalysts that got us here, but XRP is the point to be proven that if you think that your altcoin is only going to 2x, like I'm talking about your Solana, I'm talking about your Cardano, even your XRP. I don't think you're bullish enough. It's so exciting, guys. These altcoin seasons are great. But there's caveats and there's warnings that I have for you along the way. Because I know that there's a lot of people out there right now that are watching XRP soar and going, I'm going to sell all my blank and put it in XRP because XRP is not going to stop. The warning is that at some point, XRP is going to slow down and XRP is going to turn the other direction. And if it goes up by $120 billion in a day, it could easily go down by $50 billion in a day or $20 billion or whatever. I'm not trying to FUD XRP saying it's going to crash. But at some point, there is going to be a consolidation period. At some point, there is going to be a dip to the downside. And if you're somebody that's panic buying these giant green candles right now, that is the epitome of a bad decision. And I'm not saying you shouldn't sell all your funds for XRP right now. I'm telling you that I wouldn't do it. I'm telling you that I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to chase XRP. Do I wish I had a little XRP? Yeah. Might I get a little XRP? I probably will at this point, especially with the things that are going on. But am I going to buy it at $156 billion market cap? No. I'm going to wait for a dip. This thing could easily dip back down to, I don't know, 89 billion. Maybe it dips down to 100 billion. But I'm certainly not going to buy it into its giant green candles. No way. No how. There's a lot of things that are about to explode. There's a lot of things that are exploding right now. It's not all about XRP. It's not all about XRP, guys. There's a lot of coins that are pumping up today. Kaya, I don't even know what this is. It's up 54% today. HBAR is one of these ISO 20022 coins, okay? There's a lot of plays out here. VeChain's ripping right now. There's a lot of plays that are absolutely explosive right now. HBAR, Algorand, XRP, a lot of these right now are these ISO coins. So what the heck are these things? Let's talk about it real quick. So first of all, these ISO coins are XRP, Cardano, Quant, Algorand, Stellar, Hedera Hashgraph, that's HBAR, IOTA, and then XTC. I think XLM might be as well. But the bottom line, as it says right here, is these ISO 20022 compliant digital assets could bridge the gap between traditional finance and crypto. That is crypto going mainstream. That is crypto integrating into our traditional financial system. So these coins are going to have a lot more upside potentially. They're not going to continue to go straight up. Okay. Nothing goes straight up. It feels like they're going straight up right now. They kind of are, but at some point there's going to be a pullback. You want proof? Just look at what happened to Solana from the bottom of the bear market to where we're at today. I'm going to just pull up Solana really quick as a good Solana. Yeah, that's good. Let's pull up Solana very quick. Here you go. You had Solana that just absolutely, kind of like a move like XRP, just exploded for a long time. And then boom, consolidated for 238 days, almost a year. I'm not telling you that XRP is going to stop here. I'm not telling you that XRP is about to consolidate for 238 days. But I am telling you that right now, if you are FOMO panic buying right now, XRP, as it's approaching its previous all-time high, could it explode through that? Yeah. I was thinking there was going to be resistance around $2. Guess what? There wasn't. I was wrong. I'm not right all the time. I never told you guys that I was right all the time. I don't think I'm going to be right all the time. I just need to be right some of the time, and so do you. And generally, what we have been right about is that this thing is true. Bitcoin dominance, okay? So I'm like, this is a never-ending plain land, okay? My point is today, the XRP is just the beginning. This got to bring it back home. XRP is just the beginning of the epic altcoin season, which we are currently under the way of. These ISO 20022 compliant currencies are getting a lot of attention right now for a variety of reasons. Altcoin season is upon us, which means Bitcoin dominance, one thing we were very right about, is coming down right now. Where did my line go? I lost my line. No. Yes, got it back. It's coming down right now to this trend line that I've been looking at for a while, which means that your altcoin season is getting triggered. And the good news is we've had a little bit of a wick below it. If Bitcoin breaks through down here, goes lower, our altcoins are going to continue to explode to the upside. Here's the reason that I'm scared for XRP right now and why I personally am absolutely not buying it at these levels. Because Bitcoin dominance could get a bounce here, guys. You need to be aware of that. I do think that it's going to get a slight bounce here. If it goes straight through, I'm happy. I'm celebrating. But I'm going to remain cautious that this does not get a bounce here. And that little tiny bounce before continuation to the downside, which I think that it's going to play out like that. Maybe not exactly, but generally I think it's going to play out like that. When Bitcoin dominance goes back up a little bit, I think that would be a moment where somewhere XRP is going to consolidate. I was talking about how XRP could go back down to like the dollar price level But right now, to be honest with you guys, I don't know. I don't even know where it's going to go. I mean, it could go back down to $2. It could go back down to $1. It's going to be very hard to say exactly where the key level is going to be for XRP and where it's going to retrace to. I don't think it's coming back down to 50 cents. If it does, we've seen things like that for XRP in the past. I don't want to see that again. You don't want to see that again. Retail doesn't want to see it again. The people that panic bought XRP over the last couple of days does not want to see it again. I don't want to see it again. Okay. But there's a world where XRP bounces off $2 again. There's a world where XRP comes back down to $1 again. It blasted right through $2. I thought $2 was going to be resistance because it was just previously a peak, really. That's not the case. So, but XRP is just the beginning. $120 billion flew in. That happens. Sometimes things cool off. And then all of a sudden, other things get pumped. You had Dogecoin that very, very quickly, in the matter of a month, went up again 300%. Similar moves to really what XRP did, okay? And now it's consolidating a little bit, slowing down a little bit right now. And as it's slowing down, people are panic selling their Dogecoin for XRP. Can XRP go to $3 by tomorrow? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know where this thing's going to stop right now. I don't think it's going to $100, okay? I don't think it's going to $100. It could go to $5. It could go to $10. How fast can it get there? I don't know. But if it gets there really, really fast, then eventually there's going to be an amazing amount of selling pressure and there's going to be amazing sell-off. Fact of the matter is this, guys, people are going to take profits at some point. Here's a little article saying here's why XRP surged in the last recently, and then 3 reasons why it may crash. And it's just basic facts, guys, that Ripple's price may face potential pullback in coming weeks. First, the coin could experience mean reversion as it currently trades significantly above its short and long-term moving averages, meaning reversion suggests that assets often return to their average price over time. Additionally, XRP's relative strength index and stochastic oscillator indicate overbought conditions, signaling potential weakness. Furthermore, XRP may be in the markup phase of a Wyckoff method characterized by high demand outpacing supply. This phase is often followed by the redistribution phase, which typically leads to a sell-off. Ripple's price could retest to support at $1.96, $2, which is a level that I thought we'd get resistance at, which we didn't. And $2 would honestly be a fine entry. Could it dip back below down $2? Yeah, that's a possibility too. Go down to $1.50. It could go back down to $1. I don't want to see that. I hope that XRP keeps going to the moon for everybody that's holding XRP. But the reality is nothing goes up forever. Even altcoin season doesn't last forever. It has fluctuations. It comes up, it comes down, it comes up, it comes down. There's different coins that lead the charge right now. There's no doubt right now that the ISO 20222 tokens are crushing it. Okay? But it's not just about these coins. These are big ones right now for many reasons. Coinbase policy chief expects speedy approval of crypto laws following Mr. T's victory. I believe this as well. I think that, they're going to get into this new administration, this White House, and they're going to get things done. They're going to get them done fast. I think they're going to get them done really fast. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be pro-crypto. And we also saw this, Mr. T, oh, come on, doubling down on his no capital gains tax for Bitcoin and US-made tokens. Guess what? XRP, Solana is technically in that category. You got HBAR and a lot of other cryptocurrencies that are also getting a pump because of this. But this policy proposed by the new administration also entails that there's a world where companies that currently aren't based in the US that are crypto companies can become a part of the US. There's so many bullish things here coming up, guys. XRP does have an ETF coming. I'm bullish on XRP. I'm not trying to flood people out of XRP. What I'm trying to do is protect newcomers to the crypto space, people that are watching the XRP price, wanting to do what I did as a young 20-year-old, a young 21-year-old, excuse me, panic buying into the giant green candles. I was a young, dumb buck once, okay? I don't want people panic buying this stuff, all right? So, all right. I think I drove home the point. Anyway, what we've got going on right now is an altcoin season. Mudang is up 57%. I'm super bullish on Solana meme coins. We've been talking about this for a while. I have successfully taken a position into some of these memes. Mudang is one of them. I've also taken a position into Chill Guy, which I think is going to be a big meme. There's going to be a lot of great plays out there. There's going to be so many different ways to make a buck in crypto. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for. If you take a peek at the total market cap right now, this is the thing that I've been talking about, guys. Our total market cap broke out. It had a bullish retest off the top of the range at $3 trillion, and it's currently moving to the upside. all of a sudden trillions of dollars are going to be pouring in, guys. And, I've gotten more views than ever before on my Dogecoin videos, our Shiba Inu videos, our Pepe videos, frankly, all of our videos. Why? Because retail is coming back. Retail is coming back. Altcoin season is here. Bitcoin dominance is coming down right now. We don't necessarily need to get a bounce off that range. Maybe Bitcoin dominance just collapses altogether. We'll have to see how it shakes out. But right now, if you're holding altcoins, you should be pretty excited. You should be pretty darn excited. Things are looking good. It's interesting, though. Solana's getting a little bit of retracement, which is probably frustrating to some people. I bet it is, because XRP is pumping. All of a sudden, Solana's cooling off. But that's how this thing goes, guys. There's going to be coins that pump, and then there's going to be profit taking, and then you're all of a sudden going to see the cabal pump another coin. The cabal being VCs, being the cabal, the crypto cabal, which I'm sure you've heard about at some point. Yeah, I mean, that's really it, guys. I mean, that's kind of the big thing that I had going on in my mind. I just wanted to tell you guys today, XRP's market cap went up by $120 billion in 30 days. What do you think is going to happen to Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, Pepe coin, Mudang, a chill guy, Kronos coin, Mystery Mary token, only got $30 million market cap. Crow with Knife even still has some potential upside, even though there's some super drama going on with something like that. There's so many great plays on a variety of ecosystems. Snack. Have you seen Snack on Cardano lately? Part of the reason that Snack is pumping is because Cardano's been pumping. Also, they have some incredible burns going on. Like if you look at Snack right now, and Snack is a meme on Cardano. I don't have any right now. You can't have them all, guys, right? But look at this coin over the last 30 days, up 648%. This is what an altcoin season looks like. Insane gains like this. If you're up 600%, if you're up 500%, if you're up 200%, if you're up 1,000%, take profit on the way, guys. Take profit on the way. Spencer Hen says, Kip, is Litecoin going to make a run for the books or what? Yes, it probably will. I don't like Litecoin. Actually, maybe I do now because they're calling themselves a meme. Okay. In some capacity, XRP is a meme in a great way. I'm not insulting XRP, but like people were calling it a stable coin. Now people are panic buying it. Frankly, everything's a meme. I love it. The only thing that's not a meme is Bitcoin. Because the reality is we really don't have a lot of total real use case for any coins right now. A lot of meme coins are just as useful as some meme coins right now, because really the use case hasn't even come in, which is why personally, I believe that when retail comes in here, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be looking for low cap plays. They're going to start learning that low market cap means high gain potential, and people are just going to start pumping and continuously pump lower cap plays. Litecoin is going to pump just because it's Litecoin. XRP is pumping because XRP, the SEC stepping down, the commissioner stepping down, XRP ledger, crypto's more bullish than ever before. You got the IS0022 coins that are pumping. That's great. Meme coins keep pumping because everybody keeps reading that, oh, somebody turned $700 into $700 million overnight. I mean, things like that. We're going to hear about that all the time. Somebody said Litecoin sucks, but eventually it will surprise everybody. Exactly. You know what? That's always how this goes. This happens all the time in crypto. Philippe says you won't see XLM maybe for $1. Many reasons. Too late for the. Wait a minute. Let's check that out. Are you talking about XRM or XLM? Bop boop bop. Beep bop boop boop. Richard Merrill says dumping. Yeah, it's coming down a little bit right now. It's funny too when people say dumping. When people say it's crashing. When people say sell-offs. It's funny because like when I ever see people saying that, I'll like look and it'll be like XRP is down 10% after like a 600% pump. When I see a 10% crash after like a 600% pump, I'm like, that's not dumping. That's not dumping. So it's funny. I just get a chuckle. I get a chuckle out of that, Richard, because a lot of people say it's dumping when it's never really dumping. But anyway, I mean, our caffeine. Okay, you were kind of like, well. You were kind of like, hey, are you going to get to the point? Did I get to the point? Do you understand my point? I'm bullish on everything. That's my point. Okay. Our caffeine says share the live and hit the like. Okay, you're into it then. You're into it. All right. You're razzing me. It's good. You razz me pretty good. Point taken. You like it. I'll take it. Kami says he's just trying to tell people not to go crazy, thinking it goes to 100 this run, and if 10 people will talk about going to 20 and 50, don't fall for this. Why are people losing? Exactly, Kami. I'm glad you understand. I'm glad you understand what I'm saying. What else we got? Coinbase narratives will come hot. Yeah, I think the base chain memes are going to pop. I don't have a bag of that one, Spencer. Ramon Giesing says, I'm curious on your take on Crow. I'm bullish on Crow. I'm bullish on CR. Crypto.com is a mega exchange. It's going to keep getting bigger. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be tremendous. I got to tell you. It's going to be tremendous. We'll see. Costa Rica Ricardo says, soon XRP will dump to $5. Not financial advice. Costa Rica Ricardo. Ricky Ricardo. Pretty good. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Richard Merrill says, so there's a bunch of people that were coming out and saying they're selling their soul for XRP. First of all, a lot of people that were saying that on X were just joking around. They were joking around because they know how silly it is to. A lot of people were saying were very experienced crypto people that were. I'm being very sarcastic, and I don't appreciate that type of sarcasm because unfortunately, when somebody says, "Just sold all my Solana for XRP," as Solana is crashing and XRP is going to new highs, people are joking when they say that. But the people that are joking when they say that don't understand that. I've got friends that are new to crypto, no names be named, that literally see those tweets and then they text me the day like, "Hey, what do you mean? There's this guy. He's got 200,000 followers and he's selling all his Solana for XRP. Should I?" That's horrible. That's terrible. That's where those jokes are awful. And I don't like those jokes. I've got to be brutally honest and realistic by saying some of the things that I've shared with you guys here and saying, yes, XRP could go back down to $2. No, XRP shouldn't go to $100. Maybe it does. I don't know. I don't think it will. That'd be crazy. That'd blow my mind. That's a $6 trillion market cap for XRP. That doesn't make any sense to me. I only think the market cap could go to 10 or 20 trillion at best in this bull market. And I just don't see XRP taking a $6 trillion market cap in this cycle. That's ridiculous. Maybe in 20 years. Maybe if all the banks adopt it. I don't know. But there's going to be a lot of ways to make a buck. There's going to be a lot of ways to make a buck, guys. There's going to be a lot of ways to make a buck. Let's talk about Mudang. It's pumping. I don't know why. I had some. I got some. I bought that dip on Mudang. I did actually put a lot of it into Chill Guy because I thought Chill Guy was going to go up faster. But no, Mudang's pumping. But I did not panic buy the peak. I actually bought the dip on both of them, and I ended up shuffling some of my Mudang into Chill Guy just because really the meme is seemingly a lot stronger for me for Chill Guy. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Chill Guy or Mudang? Chill Guy or Mudang? That's a pretty nice pump, eh? Look at that. Look at that. That might be an exchange buying. I think Mudang's going to hit a Billy. I think a Chill Guy's going to hit a Billy. I think there's going to be a lot of coins in this market, meme coins that hit a Billy. There's so many good meme coins out there. Okay. So we've got 270 folks watching. We got, how many of you guys? 83 of you guys watching on YouTube right now. If you guys are watching on YouTube, smash the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. I really like Chill Guy, Mr. Chore. I like that a lot. It is Crow time. It's Wade. You're exactly right. We do have to talk a little bit about what's going on Kronos right now. Okay. So I was putting out a tweet, trying to put out a tweet. Okay. As I was getting ready for this live stream. First of all, I did not buy Capybara. I'm not trying to FUD anybody's bags, okay? I'm never trying to do that. I'm trying to give a realistic take on what I actually believe, okay? And when I saw that Crypto.com owned 90% of the supply, that's why this thing pumped. And it got to a $2 billion market cap, which is extremely ridiculous, extremely overvalued. There was no way I was ever going to buy this coin at $2 billion. That is exactly what I'm talking about earlier. Same thing with XRP. You buy it at giant green candles. What do you get? Giant red candles to follow it. Okay. Unfortunately, I know that there's people out there that are still learning this lesson the hard way. And from the top, this coin is already down a whopping 70%. Ouch to anybody that panic bought in to the top of this thing. Okay. Capybara is a $2 billion meme. It's the biggest meme coin that's ever been launched on Kronos. Mary right now is pending a exchange listing. It's currently sitting at a $28 million market cap. And right now it's about $2 million away from flipping Crow with Knife. This is a prediction that I came out with personally a while ago, and I've got some proof for you. If you just take a peek at my X account, and you go over here, you will see I wrote this X post 1 month ago. These coins are about $20 million apart by market cap at that time. Now Mary is only $2 million away from flipping Crow with Knife. There it is, right? And here's the tweet from November 3rd, where I said, okay, I'll say it. I believe that Mary's going to flip call before the end of 2024. This is my personal opinion. Have my backs accordingly. Now, who agrees? Who disagrees? And then you have people that say it's going to do like an M-shaped crash. That the only thing Mary's going to flip is burgers at McDonald's if they keep playing the listing hype thing. They've been hyping up a listing. There's no doubt about it. But right now there is $600,000 set aside for this meme. What am I talking? I'm talking about a meme coin on Kronos. If you don't like Kronos, well, we like Kronos a lot on this channel. We've been talking about it a while. There's a lot of low cap plays. This coin's at $30 million, Crow with Knife. I made a lot of money on this coin, and then I took profit out of it. I paid off a couple things in my personal life. I shuffled some into some other plays. I put a lot into Mystery Mary token. The truth is that I bought a lot of the Mystery Mary token. Actually, yes, closer to this top because Crow with Knife was at 100 million. Mary was teasing exchange listings. It did not get that exchange listing. It peaked out at 30 million. It came back down. I ended up accumulating more on the dip. And then all of a sudden, boom, it did come back and had a beautiful recovery. I held the entire way because I had conviction, because I was watching all the things that were happening with this coin. There's now $600,000 sitting in a community fund for this coin. I don't make every play perfect, guys. Okay, that's just the facts of it. Okay, not everybody makes the absolute perfect plays. But I do believe that this coin still has a potential ton of upside because there's something crazy going on. Something that really happened with Crow with Knife that I want to share with you guys in the stream. I've got a new hypothesis. When crypto.com listed the Crow with Knife token, I was in down here, and then I was able to ride this thing up and take some insane profit and have a grand old time, making a nice, 760% gain in 6 days. It was nuts. Okay. It was nuts. It was bigger than the gains that XRP just did, and it happened in a shorter amount of time because that's the beauty of low cap memes. And it got all the way up to $100-something million market cap. The problem is that the developer, the main dev, Destruction, ended up selling $700,000 in a full clip sell-off, send to the bottom, and it recurred. And then he sold like another couple 100,000 or something like that. And then eventually it just kind of came back down and consolidated, and the Kronos meme coin mania ended. Now, I called that Crow with Knife was going to get flipped by Mystery Mary token. Partially because Destruction sold off 700,000 and then disappeared completely. The developer basically abandoned the project for like 7 months. And the community, you didn't know where he went. They passed it on to this Joyho guy and boom, whatever. I'm not going to get to that whole story right now, but there's a reason that I got out of Crow with Knife, and it's because the lead developer got out of Crow with Knife. And then it's like, okay, what's happening now? Maybe I'll buy it at the bottom. I don't know. I just kind of want to see it and see what happened. But I bought into Mary because there seemed to be a lot of excitement, a lot of momentum behind that. Well, now the thing that drew Crow with Knife up in the first place was the CDC listing. Well, how did this Crypto.com decide to list Crow with Knife in the first place? Well, the facts are this. Crow with Knife was listed on Crypto.com because the Crow with Knife team did a great job early on of collecting donations from the community, just as Mary's doing right now. And VVS launched a token called DIP. Buy the DIP token. VVS is one of the main dexes on Kronos. Okay. So VVS launched this token, DIP. And what happened with DIP is it absolutely soared. And it went up like this. Boom, this thing went up, a nice 4x in like 3 days, okay? It did a nice move. And why am I talking about this DIP token and Crow with Knife and Mary at the same sentence? Because Crow with Knife, when it got listed on Crypto.com, it got listed because what happened was VVS, as you can see right here, one of the main decentralized exchanges on Kronos, launched a pre-sale for this DIP token. And with this pre-sale, what they did was you were able to send, and I think it's DIP. It could have been Loaf. I think it's DIP. You could send your Crow with Knife tokens to participate in the pre-sale. What then happened is they raised whatever it was, millions of dollars, $7 million, it looks like, $7 million, mostly Crow with Knife tokens for this pre-sale. And what they did with those crow with knife tokens is they locked in liquidity. They took millions of dollars and they locked in liquidity from the VVS end of things into crow with knife, giving it millions of dollars worth of liquidity. What that also did is that allowed VVS then to control 15, 20%. I don't know exactly what the percentage was, but a huge percentage of the supply, which in the end gives crypto.com more security, knowing that VVS, one of the decentralized exchanges run by Kronos Labs is basically the same thing as crypto.com. They're different entities, but they're players in the same game, okay? They're players in the same team. They're on the same team. Once Buy the Dip pre-sale was successful and a bunch of money was raised, and the Crow with Knife army sent Crow with Knife tokens over to the Buy the Dip pre-sale, and VVS had all this thing, and then they could lock liquidity. Then that gave Crypto.com the green light to list Crow with Knife. So now Mary has $600,000. That's more money than I've ever seen raised by any community on Kronos, just for starters, that is set aside for exchange listings. What we're also seeing right now is there is this, I know I'm typing in balls. Hold on. Balls of Steel game that's coming to Kronos. And there's a pre-sale going on at like 1 a.m. Central Standard Time tonight. Here it is, December 3rd at 9 UTC. Over the next 48 hours, you can donate ZK Crow Mary tokens as well. 30% of the entire supply of this token is going to be set aside for the pre-sale. Here's all the details to it. Look, this is just like Buy the Dip in my mind. The pre-sale is going to occur. I've found the information on VVS. They're going to be accepting Mary tokens. And my theory is this, my friends. Prediction. The balls pre-sale of the next 48 hours is a copycat strategy from CDC, VVS, Kronos playbook that we saw with Senior Dip and the call listing. What does this mean? Mary supply grab from crypto.com to ensure a safe launch for a CDC Mary exchange listing. When the Senior Dip presale was launched, you could participate by donating CA. VVS is hosting a presale for balls. You just saw it the same way where you could participate with Mary. In other words, you were sitting here wondering, okay, there's $600,000 sitting in the Mystery Mary Kronos token. I haven't posted that tweet yet. I'm going to post it in a little bit. But you're sitting here and you're wondering what's going to happen with the Mystery Mary token. Well, I think that the similar thing that happened with Crow with Knife, where they did the Buy the Dip pre-sale, and you could contribute your Mary tokens, or your Crow with Knife tokens to the Buy the Dip pre-sale. And then they grabbed the liquidity, and then they locked liquidity, and then they had a CDC listing for Crow with Knife. I think the same thing is about to happen with the Mystery Mary token. And I think that's some sweet alpha for you. I don't have the facts to say that's 100% what's going to happen. That's my newest theory that I've got going on right now. If you look at what happened to Buy the Dip token, it went like 3x in 3 days or something like that. I don't expect a capybara pump like we saw with capybara, because, the fact is with this new token, the Balls of Steel token, they're not going to own 90% of the supply. Look what happened. Even though they not own 90% of the supply, what goes up must come down. That's just how crypto works, guys. That's just how it works. I do think, though, that we are going to see a little bit of a pump from this new coin. I think that we are also going to see this new coin, balls, getting maybe listed on crypto.com. Certainly what I think it is, and no certainty, right? This is just my belief, that it's a liquidity grab to gain the supply of the Mary tokens that is going to set them up for a mega listing. And maybe we're going to see something like we saw with Crow with Knife in the past. That's just my thought. I think Crow with Knife can have a recovery. It's not looking good right now. There's a lot of problems going on. There's an infight right now between the old leader, the new leader, and now the old leader again, who's now in charge of it again. Crow with Knife is listed on crypto.com. It was the thing that was the reason that Kronos even had a meme coin mania in the first place. You got to give the Crow with Knife army a lot of credit. They are the strongest community when it comes to rating successfully on X, on streams. They are the catalyst for the Kronos meme coin mania. But right now, the Mary community, through all the FUD that has been thrown at it and all the slander against the community, and even after a massive dip is having a beautiful recovery to the upside, then the community raised $600,000. And we are coming into the altcoin season, as I told you guys. So just an interesting thought I want to share with you guys. I'm biased. I own a lot of Mystery Mary tokens. So, no financial advice. I know there's a lot of people that don't marry in the Kronos community. I talk a lot to the Kronos community. And so I wanted to share that update because I know there's a lot of people out there anticipating this exchange listing. And I want to give you guys my thoughts on how I think it's playing out right now. If I had to make a guess, it's a guess. We're probably going to see the listing in the next week or two. I'd think that's what I'm hoping. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's a hypothesis for you. Let me know what you think. We got 270 folks watching right now. If you haven't done so already, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. Mr. Chor, you actually understand. I'm glad that you understand it, Mr. Chor. That's as good as I can explain it. How many married to be a millionaire? Oh, gosh, I don't know. A lot. I don't know. Hopefully I have enough. I don't know. All right. Yes. So I hope you guys enjoyed that explanation. I'm going to put out that tweet too. Not really any new memes right now. I'm really bullish on Chill Guy on Solana. That's a high conviction meme coin play that I got right now. I'm super excited about it. I'd say what you're not going to want to do is you're not going to want to sleep on this ISO 20022 plays. I will be taking profit at some point from Mystery Mary token, as everybody else out there should. You know what? You got to take profit on the way up, guys. Along the way, I think that it's got a lot of potential to make a lot of money and get to a pretty high market cap, but shuffling profits along the way with every single play, whether it's XRP, whether it's Mystery Mary token, whether it's SNEC, or whether it's Cardano, whatever it is, take some profits and find other places you have high conviction in, or go buy your car, pay off your car, pay for your house, change your life. If you have the life-changing money, utilize that money and change your life. That's why we're here. I believe in you. I believe you guys can make a ton of money in this bull market. We got a full-fledged altcoin season. XRP's crushing it. I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on what's going on in the space. I hope you guys join it. All right. Raven, thanks for tuning in. Yes, thank you all. Okay, that's all I got. I'm going to jet. I'm going to enjoy my night. Live for an hour and 6 minutes. All love in the world, you guys. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, DCA HODL. If you guys want to, by the way, before you go, if you guys haven't done so already, you could sign up for Blowfin. If you want to leverage trade, if you want to dabble with some trading here, you could go buy XRP here. You could go buy whatever you want to do on this exchange. We got an affiliate link for you. Again, if you do want to buy XRP, XRP is coming down, by the way, at the time of this recording. I do think that, temporary top, potentially $3, maybe we see it, but I'm looking out for that $2 dip. I might get some XRP if we see it dip down to $2. If you want to trade any of your favorite coins, do some leverage trading, you can sign up for Blowfin using our link. It is pinned here in the comment section. This is what it looks like. You can trade all your favorite memes. You can trade Moodang on here. You can trade basically anything you want. Not really low caps. You can't trade like Mary on here, but $5,000 deposit bonus when you sign up for Blowfin using our link. It's in the X comment down below. It's pinned on our live stream as well if you want to check it out. That's all I got, guys. I'm Crypto Kip. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, DCA HODL. I'll see you next time, y'all. Tomorrow, live stream at noon, and we'll see what's happening then. See you in the next one. Peace, guys.